You think you know New York? The city of 8.3 million people, the financial capital of the world, the place where dreams come true, or die broken. But here's what they don't tell you. Beneath the glamorous facade of Times Square and Wall Street lies a city with secrets that'll shock you. Some hilarious, some tragic, all absolutely true. Today, I'm giving you 15 facts about New York that range from wait, seriously, to holy shit, that's terrifying. We're starting with the weird and wonderful stuff, the history most New Yorkers don't even know. Then we're diving into the dark side, the crisis nobody wants to talk about. Because New York isn't just America's greatest city, it's also America's most fascinating disaster. But before we dive in, if you want more deep dives like this, breaking down the truth behind the world's most famous places, hit that subscribe button. We're exposing what they don't want you to know, one city at a time. Let's go. Fact 1. The Statue of Liberty was supposed to be for Egypt. You know that iconic symbol of American freedom? Yeah, it was a reject. French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi originally designed Lady Liberty for the Suez Canal in Egypt. The proposal, a giant lighthouse statue called Egypt Bringing Light to Asia. Egypt said no. Too expensive. So Bartholdi recycled the design, slapped a torch in her hand instead of a lamp, and pitched it to America as a symbol of freedom. The Statue of Liberty is literally Egypt's hand, me, down. France gave her to America in 1886. We've been pretending she was always meant for us ever since. The fact 2. Times Square used to be porn central. Today, Disney stores, Broadway shows, families taking selfies. 1,970 seconds. 80 seconds. Strip clubs, peep shows, drug dealers, and prostitution. Times Square was the sleaziest, most dangerous place in Manhattan. The Deuce, 42nd Street, had over 60 sex shops and porn theaters. Muggings were constant. Police basically gave up patrolling it. Then came Rudy Giuliani in the 1,990 seconds. He used broken windows policing and rezoning laws to clean it up. Out went the porn theaters. In came Toys R Us and M&M's World. New York traded grit for Disney. Some people miss the old Times Square. Most are just glad they won't get stabbed buying a hot dog. Fact 3. There's a secret train platform under the Waldorf Astoria. Track 61. A hidden platform beneath one of Manhattan's most luxurious hotels. Why does it exist? Franklin D. Roosevelt. FDR had polio. He used a wheelchair but hid it from the public. 1,940 seconds, ableism was brutal. So when he visited New York, his armored train car would pull directly into track 61 beneath the Waldorf Astoria. He'd be driven up a secret elevator into the hotel. Nobody saw him in the wheelchair. The platform is still there, abandoned, locked, but you can still see FDR's train car rusting on the tracks. Urban explorers occasionally sneak in. The rest of us just marvel at the lengths presidents went to hide disability. Fact 4. Central Park is 100% fake. It looks natural, right? Trees, lakes, rocks, meadows, pure nature in the heart of Manhattan. Nope. Every single inch is man-made. Before Central Park, that land was Seneca Village, a thriving black community. Around 1,600 people lived there. Churches, schools, homes. In 1857, New York seized the land through eminent domain, kicked everyone out, demolished everything, then hired landscape architects Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvert Vaux to build a park from scratch. They moved 10 million cartloads of soil, planted 270,000 trees, blasted rocks with gunpowder to create natural tech-looking formations, built lakes where none existed. Central Park isn't a preserved natural space. It's a constructed fantasy built on top of a destroyed black neighborhood. Fact 5. Wild parrots live in Brooklyn. Yes, actual parrots, bright green monk parakeets, in Brooklyn. How? Nobody knows for sure. The leading theory: a shipment of parrots destined for pet stores escaped at JFK Airport in the 1,960 seconds. Instead of dying in the New York winter, they survived. Now there are hundreds of wild parrots living in Brooklyn and Queens. They nest in electrical transformers, which keep them warm. They screech at 6 a.m. They've been there for 50+ years. New Yorkers just shrug. Yeah, we got wild parrots. So what? We also got rats the size of cats. And fact 6. Ellis Island is technically in New Jersey. Wait, what? For over a century, everyone assumed Ellis Island, the gateway for 12 million immigrants, was part of New York. Then New Jersey sued. The case went to the Supreme Court. 1998, ruling. The original island is New York's. But 83% of Ellis Island, the landfill expansion, belongs to New Jersey. So technically most of Ellis Island is in New Jersey. New York just gets the glory. Jersey is still bitter. Fact 7. New York was the US capital for only 1 year. 1789 to 1790. That's it. George Washington was inaugurated as the first president in New York City at Federal Hall on Wall Street. For 1 year, NYC was the capital of the United States. Then the government moved to Philadelphia, then Washington, D.C. New York never got it back. And honestly, they don't need it. NYC runs America's money. That's more powerful than running its government. Fact 8. The subway has ghost stations. Beneath modern New York, there are abandoned subway stations. The most famous, City Hall Station, opened in 1904, the crown jewel of the original subway. Gorgeous tile work, vaulted ceilings, chandeliers, but the platform was too curved for modern long trains. So in 1945, they closed it. It's still there, preserved, occasionally opened for tours, but mostly just sitting empty beneath downtown Manhattan, a time capsule of old New York. There are dozens more ghost stations scattered through the system. Some abandoned, some used for storage, some just forgotten. Now let's get dark. Fact 9. New York almost went bankrupt in 1975. October 1975. New York City was hours away from total bankruptcy. Decades of mismanagement, white flight to suburbs, loss of manufacturing jobs, and corruption left the city $6 billion in debt, about $35 billion today. The city begged the federal government for help. President Gerald Ford's response? Drop dead. Okay, he didn't literally say that, but the New York Daily News ran the headline, Ford to City, drop dead. New York teetered on the edge of collapse. Services were cut. Police, firefighters, teachers laid off. Crime exploded. Eventually, the feds bailed them out. But the damage was done. NYC's reputation as a dangerous, bankrupt hellhole took decades to recover. Fact 10. 90,000 plus people are homeless in NYC right now. Let me repeat that, 90,000 plus homeless. That's not rough sleepers on the street, though there are thousands of those. That's the total homeless population. People in shelters, families in temporary housing, individuals in the system. 23,000 plus are children. Kids growing up in shelters. New York spends $4 billion annually on homeless services. It's not working. The numbers keep rising. Why? Housing costs. Median rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Manhattan, $4,400 month. Brooklyn, $3,200. Even the Bronx, the cheap borough, runs $2,000 plus. If you make minimum wage in New York, you cannot afford rent. Period. Fact 11. 500,000 people fled NYC. Post-COVID, the exodus was real. Between 2020 to 2022, roughly 500,000 people left New York City. They moved to Florida, Texas, North Carolina, anywhere with lower taxes, cheaper housing, and no state income tax. Who left? Young professionals who realized they could work remotely, families priced out by skyrocketing rents, wealthy people fleeing high taxes. Who stayed? People who can't afford to leave. The ultra-rich, who don't care about cost. Immigrants, often with nowhere else to go. The middle class is vanishing. NYC is becoming a city of extremes. Billionaires and struggling workers. Nothing in between. Fact 12. The subway system is from 1904 and falling apart. The New York subway is 120 years old. Most of the infrastructure hasn't been significantly upgraded since. The result? Constant delays. Signal failures using 1930 seconds technology. Flooding when it rains hard. Rats. So many rats. Electrical fires. Trains breaking down mid-route. The MTA, Metropolitan Transportation Authority, has a $17 billion budget. Where does it go? Nobody really knows. Union pensions, bloated administration, corruption. Meanwhile, riders pay $2.90, rides soon to be $3. 0 for a system that's literally crumbling. Compare that to Tokyo, Seoul, or Singapore SET, modern, efficient, clean metros. New York subway feels like a museum, a dirty, dangerous museum. Fact 13. The migrant crisis is costing NYC $4.7 billion. Since 2022, over 100,000 migrants have arrived in New York City. Most bust from Texas by Governor Greg Abbott as a political stunt. New York, as a sanctuary city, has to provide shelter. The cost? $4.7 billion and climbing. Hotels have been converted into shelters, school gyms used for housing, parks turned into tent cities. Meanwhile, schools are overcrowded, healthcare strained, homeless shelters at capacity. New Yorkers asking, what about us? The debate is toxic. Progressives say NYC has a moral duty to help. Critics say the city can't even help its own residents. Why import more problems? Nobody has a solution, so the crisis just grows. Fact 14. The richest and poorest zip codes are 10 blocks apart. 10282, Battery Park City. Median household income $205,000 plus. 10002, Lower East Side. Median household income $31,000. Distance between them? A 15-minute walk. New York has the highest income inequality of any major U.S. city. Billionaires live in penthouses overlooking tent cities. The contrast is grotesque. You can walk from luxury doorman buildings with $10 million condos to blocks where half the families live below the poverty line. New York is two cities, one for the rich, one for everyone else. Fact 15. NYC's budget is $111 billion and nothing works. New York City's annual budget, $111 billion. That's larger than most countries. Sweden's entire national budget? $70 billion. So where does the money go? Schools are crumbling, subways break down daily, streets are filthy, homelessness is skyrocketing, crime is rising. The answer? Bureaucracy, corruption, and waste. NYC has 325,000 government employees. That's more than the entire population of Cincinnati. The average city employee salary? $98,000, year before benefits and pensions. Meanwhile, essential services are collapsing. New York has money, it just has no idea how to spend it. So, what is New York? It's the city where Statue of Liberty was a reject gift, where FDR hid in a secret train station, where wild parrots somehow survive winters, and where 90,000 people are homeless despite a $111 billion budget. It's a city of incredible history and catastrophic failure, a place where you can walk from unimaginable wealth to crushing poverty in 10 minutes. New York is still the greatest city in the world, but it's also a cautionary tale about what happens when you prioritize real estate over people, bureaucracy over results, and image over reality. The question isn't whether New York is dying, it's whether anyone has the guts to save it. So here's my question for you. Have you been to New York? Does it live up to the hype, or is it overrated? Drop your honest take in the comments. And if this breakdown showed you a side of NYC you didn't know existed, hit subscribe, because we're just getting started. Next up, why does San Francisco have more drug overdose deaths than car accident deaths? The answer involves one policy decision that destroyed the city.